The Crusader Question. Here we have the well-known Crusader, the common knight on a horse fighting for his religion. A good man, right? Wrong. CVU without a doubt should change the bloodthirsty mascot of the Crusader to something more appropriate for this day and age, because it makes students in the community feel uncomfortable. It portrays the poor morals and values of the historic time, and the meaning of the word hasn't changed. It still has bad connection to the historical time period. People think of the Crusaders as bold, daring, strong, and courageous men. But is murdering thousands of people based solely on their religion really an accurate representation of these attributes? In 1191, a Frankish army invaded the city of Acre, Israel. Upon arrival, they, quote, ordered all Muslim prisoners, whom martyrdom God had decreed for this day, to be brought before him. They numbered more than 3,000 people, and were all bound with ropes. The Franks then flung themselves upon them all at once, and massacred them with sword and lance in cold blood, end quote. Driven to do this act without a valid reason, the Crusaders murdered thousands of innocent Muslim lives. With such a tragic event in a religion's history, students of the Islamic religion may be offended by the Crusader being the mascot of the school they attend. In a public school such as CVU, everyone should feel comfortable. If there is any concern of this not being fulfilled for everyone, the name of the mascot should be changed in respect of the students and their religious decisions. Even before the Crusades began, people were filled with poor morals and values heading into the war. When Pope Urban II first notified the public about the Muslims in the East, he portrayed them all as horrible people who were destroying the Christian religion. Also, the Pope offered an incentive for everyone who fought to relieve them of all their sins and proceed straight to heaven. At this point, the soon-to-be Crusaders' sense of pure morals were pretty twisted, and that showed in the variety of people in each crusade group. Quote, a crusade army was a curious mix of rich and poor, saints and sinners, motivated by every kind of pious and selfish desire, end quote. Some actually cared about the religion they were fighting for, while others killed solely for the free trip to heaven. Is this what we want CVU to look like to others? A school with poor morals and values? If CVU chooses to stay the Crusaders, then they choose to be who the Crusaders were, which includes the unpleasant public image the holy war fighters had as their reputation. But that was the past, right? The time is 2015, not the early 1000s. The meaning of the word has changed, and people have forgotten about the deadly days of the Crusaders. Wrong again. The one may think the death of the awful meaning attached to the word came along with the death of the Crusaders, but it is far from that. A very obvious example of this was witnessed by a response to President George Bush's use of the word crusade in his speech regarding the attacks of 9/11. Mullah Omar, leader of the Taliban, states, quote, President Bush has told the truth that this is a crusade against Islam, end quote. As one can see, the word crusade is still being taken offense to around the world by those affected by the wars. If the word crusade hasn't changed, and people see it as a calling to war, is it really an appropriate name for a high school? CVU doesn't want to be known to offend people's religious views, and they don't want to entice war, but right now that is what they are doing by keeping the name of the Crusader. Now knowing about all the gruesome things the Crusaders did during the Crusades, including slaughtering thousands of innocent lives, acting off poor morals and values, along with the current definition of the word, is it really an accurate reflection of the CVU community? CVU is a thriving group of kind, hard-working students and teachers, not anything like the Crusaders. Let's continue to build this great academic body where everyone is comfortable in their learning habitat. Vote no to the Crusader and create a better future today.